Yeah, I know. But the other day, somebody got upset with me and they said, Ayapo, you better watch yourself. And I said, okay. Peace, family. This is Ayapo, and this is Ayapo Yapa. Ayapo Yapa is, of course, an acronym. This stands for If You Aren't Pissed Off, You Aren't Paying Attention. And today, I want to talk about SoWS versus nature. SoWS is my little acronym. I love my acronyms. Stands for System of White Supremacy. I really don't like saying white supremacy or white supremacist, but I will talk about a system of white supremacy because that's exactly what it is. It's a system that's put in place to give advantage to um, white people and to uh, put black people at disadvantage. I've been thinking a whole lot about, they just had like political, the presidential debates yesterday, and I actually, I have to be honest, I actually watch them, but when I watch them, it's literally like I'm watching a movie. There was a time when I would watch history or watch the History Channel, and I'd be very interested in it and trying to gain some knowledge from it or whatever. But quite frankly, when I watch history now, whether it's on the History Channel or whatever, it's all a fantasy to me. Seriously. I watched, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And I commented to Angela, I said, this movie isn't any less of a fantasy than the stuff that we watch on the History Channel about about this country. Um, is based upon pure fantasy. I keep saying fantasy, I know, but that's it. The reason that I'm talking about the system of white supremacy versus nature is because I've given a lot of thought to nature, um, and I don't know if well, most people have. You can be in your driveway or walk down your driveway or down the street or whatever, and you see grass or quote unquote weeds like pushing up through the cement. You can look at an abandoned house and see moss growing on it, or like all kinds of vines and all this foliage starting to grow around it, and the grass is out of control and everything else. And it occurred to me that, see, when something is natural, then it just does what it does. Like, no one can look at me and think that my beard and my mustache grows the way that it grows. It grows wild, and I have to constantly cut it. I have to keep cutting it. I have to keep cutting my hair, what I have have left of it. And that's because by nature it grows a certain way. So I constantly have to stay on top of it. You constantly have to mow your lawn, or else it'll just grow wild. Even with blades of grass and weeds, dandelions, whatever, they'll push up through cement, and that's because it's natural. And what we're doing when we cut the grass, when we cut our hair, when we spray the weeds or whatever, is that we're trying to fight something that's natural. We're fighting against like a thing doing what it will naturally do. Okay, so when you have a system of white supremacy, the reason that they had to create so much redundancy into the system is because if they were to at any point stop staying on top of us, not cutting us off at every juncture and so on, then we would just naturally become the people that we are meant to be. You see? We naturally have an inclination. We naturally have a nature. We naturally are a good people, an artistic people, an intelligent people, you know, a compassionate people. That is our nature. But you have these factions that interfere. And I'm talking about the system of white supremacy. Have a system in place to constantly, you know, battle against keeping us from fulfilling what we are naturally. And one of the ways that they do that, one of the things that's happening is that they're trying to keep us, or we've us in America, we black people in America, we've grown up in this system. We've been conditioned in this system. We've been trained and brainwashed in this system. But one of the goals is to keep us invested in this system, invested in a system that we should be trying to get out of, that we should be fighting tooth and nail to get out of. What black people a lot of times are doing, my people, our people, me, what we're doing is constantly trying and fighting and scraping to get the nicest stateroom on the Titanic while it's sinking. You know, this system is not for us. You know, you have this so-called quote unquote gender war and all this different stuff. That's not our stuff. They talk about all the, you know, all the political theater they have, the debates and all that. That's not our stuff. That's their stuff. But they're trying to keep us invested in it. They're trying to keep us invested in the American dream, as if that's something that we can get. How can you be part of the American dream and you're not even an American? And I went over this in my last video. How are you an American? You don't have the rights and privileges of a natural American, as American as it is defined right now. So we're chasing after status. We're chasing after money. We're chasing after things. We're chasing after the McMansion. We're chasing after a Bentley. And we have been conditioned to want these things when the main thing that we should be wanting, which is our freedom and our separation, so that we can become who we actually are. We are constantly trying to be invested even more deeply into the system. And we don't actually perceive it as such. What I mean by that is when a black person is going and they're getting education, or they're figuring out ways to make money, starting their own business, all these different things, and they're trying to acquire all these things, all these baubles, all these shinies. Without knowing it, everything that you get connects you or plugs you more deeply into the system, whether you know it or not. And the other part of it is that we're taught to constantly fight and struggle to be part of the system, and that there is a path for us to become part of it and to have all these things, when actually that nothing could be further from the truth. I did a little bit of research, because every time you walk into a grocery store, gas station, whatever, you see these lottery machines, instant lottery machines. And Um, each of these machines have like, some of them have like up to 24 rows, and in each of the rows of like scratch off tickets are in like 300 tickets on a roll, something like that. I multiplied that because they also show or have like on the machines, they'll have like a winner, $1,000 winner, $5,000 winner, $1,500 winner, 1,200, and so on. And they'll have that taped to the machine. And according to my calculations, these are very, very rough numbers, but they're close. When you look at the signs that are taped on the things, you see some of the winners have gone back like 3 to 6 months or whatever. So if you take 3 to 6 months and multiply that times the number of tickets on a roll and how many rolls inside of the machine, you get what for one machine you get roughly 40,000 tickets. Okay, 40,000 tickets. And then start multiplying that times all these stores and gas stations. But here's the curious thing. When we talk to each other about, and we're trying to tell other black people, this system doesn't work for us. This system's not meant for us. There's no winning in this system. The first thing they'll do is say, well, Oprah made it. LeBron James made it. Barack Obama, who's biracial, made it. Not really black, biracial. But I'm just saying, someone will always bring up some successful black person. Okay, fair enough. You can't deny that there are black people who become successful. But here's the point that I'm trying to make with the lottery machines and all this. They put these things on the lottery machine showing who won. But you look at the lottery machine, it's only 1, 2, 3, it's only 5 or 6, if that, 5 or 6 sheets, taped to the lottery machine. And then you're taking 40,000 tickets on that machine. So basically they're saying, well, 5 people have won on this machine in the past 6 months. But what they're not saying is 40,000 people have not won. Or you start multiplying that times. They'll have, you'll go in 20 stores, 30, 50, whatever, and see maybe, say you see enough machines that you see 100 signs taped to them saying this many people won. But if you look at all the machines and multiply that times it, you have 100,000, 200, 300,000 people who didn't win. So that's that same argument as, well, this black person made, this black person made. Yeah, but the vast sea of black people don't. And it's by design. But it's that same carrot that they dangle in front of us as they do with the lottery machine. You walk into a casino, you see people winning all over the place on slot machines and so on. But the vast number of people who walk in there don't win. As the old saying goes, the house always wins. But the thing is, they have to let somebody win or else nobody would play. That's what entices you to play, is seeing that someone else won and thinking that you're going to be the exception and not the rule. See, and that's what it is. So when it comes to being in the system and being subject to the system of white supremacy, what we really have to do as a people is seek to become ourselves apart from this system. We have to seek to leave it. We have to leave their baubles. Don't care about your mansion or McMansion. Don't care about your Bentley. Don't care about your Ferrari. I don't care about your Porsche. I don't care. What I care about is having some peace of mind and being free. And see, so why do white people get so upset when black people are just trying to be who they are? For the same reason that you see somebody spraying a weed killer on a weed that's coming up through the cement. It's not because they're mad at the weed. They're mad because they can't control it. They're like, bro, I keep coming back and spraying this freaking thing every 2 weeks. And if I stop spraying it, it's just gonna crack through the cement and crack my drive, my driveway or whatever, or look unseemly or what. But I have to stay on top of it, or else it's gonna just take over. And so I can't rest, and I'm mad because this thing won't stay in the ground. That's what they're mad about. They're mad because they know that this system, they're mad because they know that this system is something that needs constant attention. And at some point, you get tired of having to constantly look at something or look after something. Here's what I want you to understand. We have a lot of people who are always talking about, a lot of black people who are always talking about, we have to bring down the system, we have to fix the system, we have to struggle against the machine and war against the machine, da 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 da. No, we don't. No, we do not. You know what we have to do? Nothing. Because when you're dealing with a corrupt system, when you're dealing with a system when you're dealing with a system that's not sustainable, at some point, mistakes are going to be made, and it's going to collapse under its own weight. This whole system is going to collapse under its own weight. We don't have to do anything. All we need to do is start being who we are, finding out who we are, preparing to be on our own, and we don't have to fight. We really don't. That's what I have come to understand, and I've come to learn in this time that I've been away from YouTube, and I've been doing a lot of thinking. We don't have to do anything. This system is the system of white supremacy. The system as they have set it up is not sustainable. And at some point, it is going to collapse under its own weight. I don't believe that black people will be able to get together enough as a coalition to be able to do anything about this system, frankly. And I'm not trying to be negative or say anything negative about my people. But the thing is, if you, and this is true, you get enough of us in a room and none of us are going to agree on how we need to fix this. We don't need to agree on how to fix it. We don't need to agree on doing anything with this system. It's going to collapse under its own weight. So what do we do in the meantime? We learn to we separate in here. Already be separated in here as the collapse is happening. Already be finding ways and figuring out ways to separate physically as the system, while the system is collapsing. Not trying to find ways to be more part of it. Oh, I want reparations so that I can get a nicer house, or so I can get a nicer car. And basically, you see, I want my reparations so that I can become more part of the system. How about I want my reparations so I can set myself up to get the heck away from here? How about that? Find out who you are, black man. black woman, black child. Find out who you are. Find out about your people. Find out the best path for you, and find out who we really are and what we're really about. Because we're not about all this materialism. We're not. They're just things. And to be honest, I like nice things. I'm a human being. I like nice things, but that's not the end. That's not the end game. That's not the end all and the be all. It's more about finding my personhood, finding my spiritual center, understanding myself, and self-actualizing. That's what it's about. Not a whole bunch of stuff. These, if you notice, we're just constantly bombarded with, this is with hair and makeup and clothes and cars and jewelry and Rolexes. Who cares? But that's what they're seeking to constantly brainwash us with, not only to get us into a frame of mind of materialism, but to start us on that treadmill of chasing after it. You're just chasing. And then they allow a few to slip through the cracks, who will end up being part of the bourgeoisie, and they'll keep pointing to them and see, you can achieve this too. You can achieve this too. That's the machine with the $1,000 winner. There's $1,000 winner out of these 40,000 tickets that are in here. So keep putting your money in. Don't do it. Keep your money in your pocket. Figuratively speaking. Keep your money. Keep your heart. Keep your mind. Extricate yourself from this system. These are things that I'm learning, or that I have learned. It's not about the things. And it's not about figuring out how to get the nicest room on the Titanic as it's sinking. Buy This Black. Excellent book. Written by my sister, Anjali Shabazz. Support her. Go check out her channel. I'll give you a lab. And also check out my queen, Angela, on befabulousyou. Go to her channel, definitely subscribe. She's working to get to 1,000 subscribers so that she can live stream from her mobile device. She can live stream now using a computer or laptop, but so she can live stream from her mobile device like she used to and like she likes to. We gotta get her up to 1,000 subscribers. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, but I don't care. As a matter of fact, when I left YouTube, I told her that I was gonna wait until I got down to 500 subs, and then I go back on, because I'm not about that. I'm not about being YouTube famous. I'm about our people. I'm about our people and how we're gonna work our way out of this mess. But trust and believe, we don't have to war against the system. We don't have to fight against the system. The system is going to collapse under its own weight without us having to do a thing. Our focus needs to be on us as a people, on our creativity, on our genius, on our love. And all that. That's where our focus needs to be. And we're going to be all right. I know I'm going to be all right. So that's about it. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you again soon. And again, go to befabulousyou, give you the lab, buy this black, and that's about it. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.